Hey friends, it's Pastor Ray, and I wanted to shoot a devotional for you that you could keep or pass on to anybody that needs it. I just got back from Puerto Rico. My wife and I were there speaking at a conference, putting on Convoy of Hope, and it was half pastors of pretty significant high-impact churches, and the other half were business leaders of pretty significant high-impact businesses. And Sunday morning, Chris Tomlin led worship, and then I spoke, and I prayed like crazy. What do you say to business leaders and spiritual leaders and every parent and everybody doing anything these days? And basically what I did was I got up and said this to them. I got up and said, if you are in ministry, if you are in business, if you are a parent, if you are married, there is an epidemic in our society right now, and it is not COVID. There is an epidemic of discouragement, and discouragement is on every level. Okay? If you're a pastor, you are playing lose-lose and getting attacked for anything. If you're in business, you're trying to hire people, but the government makes it impossible to hire people. So you're struggling more and we're under more stress. And then if you're a mom, dad, parent, who knows what's happening to your kids when they go to schools? I mean, literally, there's an epidemic of discouragement in our culture. And so I got up and I said to them, what do you do? Because here's the deal. Discouragement precedes destruction. Nothing gets destroyed without that. And I looked at him and said, and here's the secret. Nothing great happens through you until it happens in you. So how do you get great stuff from God happening in your life? And I gave them a whole prescription, but I want to give you the most important thing, and here it is. It's the question, are your spiritual batteries recharged? Because when your spiritual battery, when you get time with God, when you get to church, when you hear the voice of God, in other words, when your spiritual batteries are recharged, then you're refueled. And when you're refueled, then your hope level rises. And when your hope level rises, discouragement wanes and you actually have a future. And so does your business, so does your church, so do your ministry, so do your kids, okay? And I had breakfast with a friend of mine this morning because I want to give you one principle here and a verse to read, okay? Had a breakfast with a friend of mine, and we were basically talking about how hard life is and how you get criticized and misunderstood for everything. And he sent me this. He said, you preached on this like 20 years ago, and this has been in my closet ever since. And it was a study I did on James. And here's the verse. James is a manual on maturity. And in chapter 1, he gives the first maturity marker. And the maturity marker is this. It is stay positive under pressure. Because James says this incredible thing. He says, count it all joy, my brothers and sisters, when you go through various trials. And what his whole point there isn't try to suffer. His whole point is no matter what you are going through, if you want to have a future, the only way to it is if you will stay positive under pressure, you create a climate. And then the rest of James chapter 1, and you're going to have to listen to this again to get all this. The rest of James chapter 1, the outline to it is 5 things will destroy that. And here it is. Discouragement will destroy my attitude. Doubt will weaken my faith. Indecision will weaken my commitments. Selfishness will distort my priorities, and temptation will undermine my convictions. That's James chapter 1. And the whole point of that is if you will stay positive under pressure, if you will let go of discouragement and let go of fear and let go of these 5 things that I just read. The key to life is what you let go of, and then you're freed from that, freed from discouragement, freed from anxiety, freed from temptation to be able to move on and have an incredible future, okay? Life sometimes is a battle. And I just got to spend an entire week, had probably 100 different conversations with people leading businesses and ministries, and it all came down to the one thing. If you can take discouragement and jettison it and replace it with hope, then and only then do you have a future. You may want to have to listen to this every day this week. Send it to everybody you know, because when your hope level rises, your future changes. God bless you, everyone. Live this out.